All right. What's going on, everybody?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, hey, hey. It is another episode of No Panties After Dark. We're going to go out here and start sharing because sharing is caring.
Exactly.
And see if we can alert, 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 alert. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on? Everybody, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let me see where my camera's at. Come on in, everybody.
Look,
Come
it's so
on
crazy.
in.
Everybody knows we be here 9 o'clock on Wednesday. My phone just started ringing. Like live.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. People, you know how people do. You know how they do. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure everything is copacetic over here. Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, but yeah. So what's been going on with you, sis?
um, you know, just maintaining, saying I finally know what it is that I do at my new job and I kind of dig it a little bit. It's kind of dope.
Okay, okay. That place where you be every day. I
Yeah,
got
that
you.
place where I be at every day in the lab. So, I kind of dig it a little bit.
Got you.
But yeah, nothing new. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Nothing much. This past week, since last show, just working hard, getting some awards and accolades out here in the insurance business.
That's what's
Doing what I
up.
do. So,
What's up?
it's been great. It's been great. So, once again, if y'all need, some annuities, some mortgage protection, general life insurance, just set up a couple people's index universal life today. So just holler at your boy, justasjoe.net.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna holler at you because I think I just bought my house. I think I gotta keep what I got through the when I closed on my house. I gotta keep that for a year, I think.
Mhm.
But as soon as that's up, I'm switching everything over to you and throw a
Yeah.
business your way.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll talk about it because what you
Okay.
probably have right now is mortgage insurance, and then I have mortgage protection. It's a little bit
Okay.
different. So we'll talk about it and spit out how that works. What's up, James Craycroft? What's going on, family? Uh, Ether Shakur. I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is?
No, that's
Okay.
okay. It
Well,
may be some of
hey,
Jimmy's
somebody
people.
out on YouTube. I'm with it.
Okay. And
It's good
everybody
to
keep
maybe a
Golden
new
Goddess in your
listener
thoughts and
and
prayers.
absolutely and
Yeah.
keep who what?
Yeah, keep Golden Goddess in your thoughts and prayers.
Okay, yep. She got some things that
She's
she's
getting
handling
better.
today. Yep,
She got some
yep.
things going on. She gonna be back though. She gonna be back like good crack next week.
Absolutely. Back like cook crack. Okay. So look, let's go ahead and jump on this timeline review. We got a great show for you guys tonight. Tonight's show is all about cheating,
Ooh,
cheaters. Why
ooh.
do people do it? We're gonna talk relationships from marriage to just girlfriend, boyfriend, you know, 2022. So, him sure relationships, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
all of
And
that.
we're gonna try to figure out, or at least have a good conversation about why people do it. But first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and get into this timeline review. This is where we talk about what has what we've posted on our own timeline over the last week. But first, before we do that, I want to go ahead and do our intro because I forgot that since we now have an intro, then let me go ahead and
Ooh,
do
I
our
haven't
intro.
even have I heard
I
it
know,
yet?
I know, I know. Nope,
I'm
you haven't. Yet.
excited.
Not the
Okay.
whole, not the whole
Okay.
thing. You've heard snippets, but it's all good. Either way, folks, it is No Panties After Dark.
Let's get into it.
No panties after dark. Your adult relationship conversation. Going where most ones. Speaking on things most don't. It's no panties after dark. We put the relations back into relationship.
That's
That
what's
is
up.
dope. I love it.
That's what's up. Yeah,
That was
you
your
saw
dad did that?
the music. Yeah, that was his
Yeah.
music. Yeah, that was
That's
you know.
dope.
I have musicians in my family and whatnot. You know, we all, I've saxophone player for some years as well. I got to tighten up though and get some more practice in. But my pops has been a musician since before I was born. So we're not going to talk about how many years that's been. But with that in mind, my brothers, everybody, music. So they shout out to the Marital Sax, themaritalsax.com for providing us with that dope intro music. And it's yours truly that put the video together. So, I'm learning. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, folks. We want to talk about this timeline review, and then after that, we're going to get into celebrity news you can't use, and then we got our main topic of the day, which is cheating. Why do people do it? We'll dive into relationships, especially marriage, and why people cheat. That's the big question, and we'll get into it shortly. But first, on this timeline review, let's see here. All right, let's go back. Anything in particular you that I should?
Oh, that one right there is hilarious.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, let's see if we can peep this out. Let's.
Why did you put that on your face? Move. Why would you?
Oh, snap. Did y'all read the caption?
Why would you put that on your face? Let me see.
Her son found her Rose vibrator. That's terrible.
Terrible.
Let me
And
see.
the first thing that she thinks is to pull out the phone and start recording him with the thing stuck to his
Can you
eye.
see?
instead of
I
getting
know
it off of
that's kind of messed
Can you
up.
see?
right. Now little
Can you
homeboy
see,
walking around, he
Zay?
don't have the pink eye from getting,
Xavier.
you know what I'm saying, in his eye.
Why did you put that on your
Like
face?
the first thing she did, she didn't sit there and go ahead and take it off. No, she just went ahead and
She gonna record
grab
it.
the phone.
Right.
Grab the phone.
Parenting
And,
fails 101 right there, classic example. Now listen, so that thing was like all the rave. I ain't even gonna lie. I bought one just because I wanted to see what the hype was about.
I mean, but what does it do? Like it's a Rose vibrator. Why did it
It's a
stick to his
vibrator, and
face?
It's got like 12 different modes on it. So everybody was like, oh girl, you have got to have one of those. So I bought one to see what the hype was on it. And I'm gonna tell you what, the little boy said it hurt his eye. That thing, I didn't think it was fun. I didn't think it was fun. I was like, y'all gonna electrocute your pocketbooks with that thing. And look what it did to the little boy's eye.
What's this one about?
Oh yeah, this one's funny too.
It says, "Why so aggressive?"
How you doing, Ms. Mel?
Sir,
how you doing?
please.
My name Perry.
Please, sir,
They call me
please don't
Perry.
touch me.
How you doing? Excuse me.
Sir, please don't touch
Excuse
me.
me. Excuse me. How you doing?
I'm okay.
God-
Don't touch me though.
God
Damn.
damn, girl.
Girl, yes,
Acting like that.
what?
You got all
What?
that ass back there like that.
It's the
Covering
disrespect
it. What
for
you
me.
covering it for, girl?
It's the disrespect for me. Can you please stop touching me, sir?
You want Hennessy? What you drinking?
Nothing. I have a boyfriend.
Scare me. So you hear me?
I hear you, sir. Can you please get your
Girl, don't act like girl.
friend? Where's she at?
You smell good. That's why I said.
Oh, this thing is
Ooh.
smelling.
Girl, keep it
Friend,
up.
please.
Girl, how you doing, Ms. Mel?
Sir,
how you doing?
please.
My name.
You know what's
Please,
funny?
sir,
is
please don't touch
it
me.
How you
sound
doing?
like
Excuse me.
he's saying, "How you doing, Meek Mill?" Like that's what the first thing. I
Right.
heard, right? How you doing, Meek Mill?
And that's what women deal with on the regular.
So that caption was that's how dudes be trying to talk to females in the
They
club.
be so aggressive. And don't let you know you're drinking the club, because that's what you're gonna deal with.
So look at this. Should a man be forced to marry a lady he accidentally impregnated? Let's talk about it. Let's check the comments. Let's see what the comments is looking like. How do you accidentally impregnate someone? This is from someone named Tiandra Washington. No, seriously, we're all grown here. Having unprotected sex is the #1 cause of pregnancy, or does everyone not know that? These are the risks you take going raw. Man, that's like literally that's like the least of your worries in going in raw. For real. It's like, you know what I mean? The least of your worries. James Krakoff came back and he said, DeAndre Washington, obviously his pullout game is weak. Man, stop. Look, hey, look, you can do pullout for a minute, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a 10-year-old son. It'll be 10 October 20th. And that's just because at one point somebody said you could go ahead, and next thing you know, I 10 years later, here we are. But I'm just saying, things happen. Yeah.
No, I do be worried about that because I don't want any more. So I have an IUD, and I went to go at the 5-year mark to get it removed, and my doctor was like, "Oh, well, now it's FDA approved for 6 years," and made me keep it an extra year. And I go back in a couple of weeks, and now it's FDA approved for 8 years. But I'm about to tell her to take that out. But after year 5, when it was expired, because the one that I got expired in 5 years, I pop a plan B if we have a situation where he ain't pull out in time.
Hey, look, y'all sure that man? He says, not if my pullout is A1, unless she got that Snapper Turtle 3000. I'm just saying, no comment. That Snapper ain't no joke. No man can pull out from something that right. I'm trying to tell you, knees weak, eyes roll back. You can get my whole social in that second.
Right. And you know what? I'm not going to put him out here and say how many kids he's got, but his pullout game cannot be strong.
Wow.
That's why I said no comment.
Wow. But yeah, what did James Krakoff say? Obviously, his pullout game is weak and got her pregnant. The decision to get married depends on if they're willing to make it work or they go to court. I don't think that this was something from way back when. Like there were years ago where that was like a thing where if you got a girl pregnant, then you're
gonna make an honest woman out of her.
Yeah, exactly. So
they call it the family way.
Exactly. James Krakoff, he comments, he says, I know the feeling. I didn't pull out and ended up with the 5-year-old. That's crazy. You didn't pull out, and then all of a sudden a 5-year-old popped out the womb. That is amazing for the chick who did that. Wow. I'm just playing.
That was a magic trick, wasn't it?
I know, right? Like just producing grown adults and whatnot. Okay, so this one right here, you and I had the conversation about this earlier.
Right.
This was just kind of wild. And now, if y'all haven't seen it yet, then I'm gonna read this for y'all. I got some tea for y'all. I get home yesterday. Okay, hold on. Let me start. I need to start properly, don't I? I don't think I started right on that one. So let's look at that again because I need to preface it because this is a female. Okay. Here's what it says. This is why men don't ask chicks out anymore. They see this type of behavior online. She tried it though. Okay, so this is another female posting something about her, what seems to be her friend. Maybe they're not friends no more, but it says, I got some tea for y'all. I get home yesterday and a few minutes later, my doorbell rings. It's the neighbor. This fool asked me if he could get some sugar. I thought it was a joke, but he had a cup. I tell him, hold on, and he hands me the cup, so I shut the door. I go in my cabinet, and before I went to pour the sugar, there's a note in the cup. It said, can he take me out this weekend? First off, he is over my weight limit. Second, if he can't afford a $3 bag of sugar, he is definitely not on my financial level. And third, a note in the cup is corny as fuck. He could have asked straight up, and I would have rejected. I should have included a can of corn. I gave him the sugar and told him I was in a relationship. He turned around and proceeded to do the walk of shame. He would have been cute if he was 60 pounds lighter, for reals. But I ain't that desperate. So, Sweetheart came on, made a post, and threw it out there for everybody. I'm just glad she didn't put the man's name out there.
Right.
But she did put the picture of the cup. Says, can I take you out this weekend? You know, I mean, I'll be honest. I think that was dope. That was,
It was
like,
dope.
you know,
It
I
was
think
very
that
dope.
was a dope thing that he did.
Very
So,
creative.
you know,
I don't think that he needed sugar. I think he was just trying to ask
well,
her
of
out.
course, he didn't need no sugar.
He
I
didn't
mean,
need
at
the
least
sugar.
not that
She
type
was
of
the
sugar.
sugar that he came for. Or so he thought.
Exactly. And you know what? Maybe that was yet another hidden little gem that he threw in there, talking about some sugar. He was talking
Right.
about her, but not
Right.
like, hey, give me a kiss, but like, you are sugar
Like, I
and
think
spice
you're
and
sweet.
everything nice. You know what I mean? I
Right.
think you're sweet. Exactly. See, that's
Well,
what
she
I'm talking about.
wasn't.
The amount of courage it took. So this is Daphne, the one who is like reposting this, and she's now she's showing her comments on her homegirl's post. The amount of courage it took him to step to you. I mean, you have 2 kids by 2 men, and he still wanted to take you out. Here, you need this more. That corn. Courage. Courage. Girl, bye. I literally live next door. He see me all the time. I pick who I like and don't like. Leave us single and thriving folks alone. You can settle for less if you want. It ain't me. And so she said, Daphne came back and said, thriving. Girl, bye. Remember this? So from February 14th, being single on V-Day ain't it. A little contradictory to your single and thriving comment there.
Well, maybe she got in a relationship last week.
Yeah. She was single all the way up until then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help.
I know you playing devil's advocate. And look, Daphne went back and grabbed another post or this. I swear, if I'm single by Thanksgiving, I'm dating white men. Hey, what does this mean? LBVS?
Laughing but very serious.
Okay, all right. So y'all be having these slangs and I don't know. Laughing but very serious. Ain't nothing out there but used what's that fruit?
Penis.
Eggplants. Oh, well, it's supposed to be
yeah.
pink. Okay. Used eggplant and lies. Do better, black man. Do better. So now she done cast a whole. You know, this is the thing that I really hate when in any situation, we could be talking about money, finance, don't matter. But don't cast a whole blanket statement over everybody. You don't know unless you telling me you are the number one hoe of this generation where you have dated all the men in America. Then guess what? Don't say that. Or all the black men in America. Don't say it. Don't tell me that, you know, black men do better. Like, apparently you attract fugazis. So that's on you.
Exactly.
Let's see. She said, what about this one? Who down for a backyard movie night? No kids, though. I made sure mine was with their dads. Serious people only. I need some company. Inbox me. That was June 9th. So, you know, and that right there to me is quite desperate. If you're going to go on social media and post that you need some company and want somebody, because you know her inbox was full after that, right? Right.
And then she's in her inbox is full after that, and she left them all on red because that's what she did. She seemed like the type.
But, you know, left them all on red until the right one that she wanted went ahead and hit her up, right? Of course. And, you know, that's just how that goes. Moral of the story, you're not thriving, you're lonely. He might have taken the walk of shame, but you're ashamed. All you would have to offer him is sugar, an attitude, and another man's kids. He will be okay. Trust me. Then she came back with a F you. And Daphne said, I figured you would say that. Go ahead and block me now. Threw up the corn emojis. Man. So yeah, this is absolutely hilarious. But I mean, that speaks to something. I mean, she's attracting the BS.
Right.
You know, the other female, and her homegirl really to me was just calling her out on it. You know.
Well, you know what? Like I told you earlier, I feel like Daphne was kind of giving pick me vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like throwing her out there. And you know, and I had to explain to Joe what a pick me was.
Yeah, exactly. And you told me what a pick me vibes and all that stuff. And I said, and what'd you tell me it was again?
So pick me vibes. So pick me is a female who says things that she knows that men will agree with, like, hey, look at me over here.
Okay.
Date me.
And so now I remember my comment to you, which was that so now we are vilifying a woman for agreeing with a man. So
No.
all women supposed to agree together. And so when she agrees
No.
with a man and disagrees
No.
with a woman, then now she's a pick-me. She's got pick-me vibes.
No, she's
Come
definitely
on,
a
man.
pick me. Because think about it, and like I was explaining it to you earlier today, just because that woman is single and she's got 2 kids by 2 different men, that doesn't mean that she's desperate and she got to just go out with anything to ask her out.
I mean, I agree with that. You know, she does it.
And
She can do as she pleases, do what she wants. Charmaine Cuff says Daphne be having free time like a mug, and that is true.
But see, what Daphne was implying was like, hey, you damaged goods over here. You got 2 kids by 2 different men. Be glad somebody looked at you since you so lonely. And that's why I said she was a pick me.
And see, Charmaine's trying to say she's a pick me as well, going out our way to find these situations. I mean, come on now. We you know, I mean, that's her timeline. Something popped up. But here's the thing, you know, Charmaine and us, we was in conversation on some stuff earlier today as well. We was on El Patah's post, and we was in conversation over that. And she definitely, the post was about, you know, it was directed towards women, and Charmaine came in and wanted to also add, well, what about men, basically? And I'm like, yeah, it applies too, but in the here and now, this post is about women. So, but here, Rock's Kitchen says, this is the problem with some women. They don't know a good thing if it slaps them upside their head. And, you know, and I get it. Dude could have been a good dude, this, that, and the other. My thing is, why don't you know your neighbor that well anyway? Like, I'm cool with neighbors on each side of my house. And I do that on purpose for a number of things, because if they about to be on some BS to take stuff from my house, then I'm gonna know their personality, so I know who did it. Number 2, like my neighbor over here, you know, she's got one son that's an exterminator and one son that is a construction dude. So guess what? I need a fence put up. So there we go. You know, there used to be a time where we knew our neighbors. So that was one thing that rubbed me the wrong way, the fact that she don't know her neighbors. So
I'm the only one on my street who looks like me. And so the people that live next, and I live on the corner, and the people next door to me, they can't stand me.
Both my neighbors don't look nothing like me.
My guts. Oh no, the people that live next door, I think I told you about it.
I don't think nobody in my neighborhood looks like me.
Did I tell you about the guy that lives next door, Sideshow Bob? He looks like he's 50, but mentally he might be about 10. And he be flying a drone in my backyard trying to look at me naked. But yeah, they be putting stuff in my driveway. Like I found like rusty nails, razor blades, glass, all kinds of shit, because they be putting shit in my driveway.
You just be having
I think
stuff
they
going
don't
on.
like black people.
You just be having stuff going on. I don't know. But look, peep this. Let's see if we can play this. This right here. Okay, so this is what's her name? Tyranny Francia. I think she lives here a little bit. I can't remember, but she's dope. She's funny as I don't know what.
They're crazy. Come in.
Who was that?
I'm my best friend.
Okay, I don't think I met a best friend.
Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, baby. Damn, you looking so good. Girl, you done you up, baby. Look at you. Let me see you. God. Yeah, baby. Come on. You know what it is. Yeah, my girl. Come on, you know what it is.
Yeah, that's hilarious right there. You ever had best friends like that?
No, never.
I dated one woman back. I think I was like 19. She was like 26 or something like that. And man, I met her at work, one of the dopest there. And, you know, we got close, started dating and all that stuff. But she had this one dude who was a best friend. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it because it was stuff like that. I mean, it wasn't to this extreme. But yeah, when they seen each other, then it's a big giant hug and all this stuff. And I'm like, man.
Nah, my best guy friend like what I like. So
Lord.
Ain't none of that.
Oh yeah. So let's peep this one and then we can jump into celebrity news. Let's check this out. It's actually a good one. Ties into what we're talking about tonight.
Okay.
I have too many clients, too many male clients that are married. Ladies, married women. I want y'all to get on here and I want y'all to explain to me, because this doesn't make sense to me. Because if I was married, my husband would get this cooch. Like, I'm lost. How are y'all in the house with your husband 2 and 3 months at a time and ain't putting out? I just talked to my friend who said that him and his wife have had sex once this year. It's the 12th of February. It's like, I don't... What? And if y'all need to communicate, if he ain't turning you on, tell him. If he ain't smelling amazing, tell him. But to deprive yourself, deprive y'all, I don't understand it. And I'm not married. Like, I don't understand. Like, and if I was married, I wouldn't understand. Like, so please, just please enlighten me. Don't come down on me. I just want to understand as an unmarried, because this is actually why the wives be getting cheated on. Like, how are y'all not doing the one thing they locked y'all down to do? That's the most important lockdown part. The food and the...
I mean, but what's funny is like it says niggas cheap because in-house pussy be harder to get than outside pussy. Man.
No,
Man.
so if you in-house, listen.
I mean, you know, and I mean, I didn't like the part where she said the one thing that
I just want to know, because I have too many clients, too many male clients.
The one thing that you know, they locked y'all down for, you know, and then she corrected it and said, you know, it's the most important thing. I mean, I definitely believe that sex is very important.
Very important.
A relationship, marriage, whatever. Yeah, sex is very important.
We need to be doing that at least every other night if we're in-house.
Absolutely. And listen, so we're going to go to commercial real quick. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to be right back. We're going to go to commercial. And as we come back, then we will jump in celebrity news you can't use. And like I said, we'll be right back.
Hey folks, check out healthdaddywow.net. 100% plant-based herbs and supplements. Whether you're in person or online, use the word tipping for 10% off. Remember, feel better, look great, healthdaddywow.net. Remember, healthdaddywow.net.
I don't need to sit at your table. We building one. We in the process of building a table. We building a table. I don't gotta sit at your table. I'm building my own table, and I will build you a table in the presence of your enemies.
Vote Senator Mack.
No panties after dark. Your adult relationship conversation. Going where most ones. Speaking on things most don't. It's no panties after dark. We put the relations back into relationships.
All right, folks, we are back. It is No Panties After Dark, and it is celebrity news you can't use. And then we'll get into our main topic. Pretty Brown Skin, go ahead, take it away for us this week.
All right, so listen, I have a question here. So, you know the rapper Young Thug that got locked up on the RICO charges down in Atlanta?
Sure.
Okay, so he's in federal custody right now. They've denied his bail several times, so we know he's locked up. I want to know, he's running his own Twitter account from behind bars, or somebody's running it for him? Because he tweeted out, "Have you ever fucked a girl that was so wet / good that you slapped the back of her neck?" So my question is, are you getting some penitentiary loving, or are you reminiscing of some loving that you had before you went in? Like, what's the deal with this?
Yeah.
That sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Absolutely.
Turk was on Drink Champs. He said that he and Lil Wayne got crabs together.
What?
They caught an STD together. They caught crabs together.
So what does that mean?
That means that they caught an STD.
like
that's not something that I would hear. I don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell nobody that. That's kind of crazy. What else you got for us? Oh.
Can you hear it?
Uh-huh.
See, a lot of people try to turn a nigga testimony to a messimony, right? That's what they try to do. But my thing is, that's a good one. Hey, I'm just saying. That's a good one. Y'all gotta hear me out. Hear me out, bro. What did you catch, Alaskan or king crab? See, they be like, bro, why you bringing that shit up? Because, bro, it's a lot of youth out there doing the shit that we was doing. So I got to tell them, bro, I understand what y'all going through. But check this out. It ain't just the AIDS out there. You know what I'm saying? You can catch this. Now they got the monkeypox and all this shit. I heard, they got all kinds of shit out there now. You feel me? So I was doing an interview and I say something about it. They were like, man, you bringing that old stuff up. Nigga, this is my story. Right. The fuck? I just heard Baby and Wayne tell a story like Baby say Wayne say fuck I'm here. Man, Wayne was like, man, fuck all them niggas. I'm better than all of them. So if they could tell their story, I could tell mine. Me and Wayne caught crabs together. Oh shit. You feel me? And a lot of I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Wayne caught crabs together.
Right.
Yes. I don't know. That's something I would tell people. I might have to take that to my grave. Let's see. In other celebrity news, I was gonna talk about this last week and we didn't get into it, but so Chris Rock was invited to host the Oscars again, and he said that it would be like when Nicole Brown Simpson went back to the restaurant to pick up those glasses. Why are you making that face, Joe?
I'm listening. I want to hear the rest of this.
So I'm sitting here like, who makes comparisons like that? So now he's saying that Will Smith's apology video sounded like a hostage situation, like he had no choice but to apologize. At this point, can we just slap Chris Rock again?
I don't know.
Like,
wow.
Let's just slap him again. And last but certainly not least, I don't know if you were able to catch wind of this, but apparently back in the day, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears were a part of these PSA videos, and they're being sued. And Aries Spears is doubling down and saying that he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I haven't divulged too much into it. I've had people talk to me about it, but I'm trying to figure it out because it's Aries Spears and
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish. And from what I'm hearing, this is camera tricks right here. I just get drinks sent to me in midair. It's like so dope. But from what I'm hearing is it's like she, they were, I don't know. There's some nefarious sounding stuff behind it all.
Well, I actually watched it. It was very inappropriate. Very inappropriate. So
but what was the PSA part of it?
Premise. So it was supposed to be like a PSA thing about don't leave your kids with everybody. So Tiffany was the mom and she had this little 7-year-old little boy, and she was leaving him with, Uncle Pete, with this Uncle Pete character played by Aries Spears. And so in the first scene, the little boy is in his little tidy whitey Fruit of the Looms, and he's playing with the fire truck. And they show the little boy like he's stroking the fire truck like you would, a hand job. Are you pulling it up now?
No,
But don't
no.
look at it
Go ahead.
while we're on air.
No, I'm not. Go ahead.
Okay, so then, and they show, Aries Spears looking at the little boy through like a cutout peephole in a newspaper, and they play R. Kelly's Bump and Grind. So then fast forward to the second scene, and she goes, "Hey, can you watch him while I run out real quick?" The little boy's taking a bath, and he's telling him the story about Joe Paterno, back in the day in the locker room. And then he's pouring water on the little boy, and then he ends up in the bathtub with the little boy, and they play Bump and Grind. Again, totally inappropriate. And then the third scene is where they're saying like the grooming came in, because now the little boy is looking at Aries Spears, and he's in his underwear, and he's hearing Bump and Grind in his head, and then he rubs baby oil on Aries Spears. It was very weird. There was nothing funny about it. I didn't laugh. I see what they were trying to accomplish with it, but they took it, like there's too far, there's the line, and then they crossed the line of too far. It just went way, way too far. It was way too far. It's very weird.
I mean, I tried. It's hard not to be conspiracy theorist when you think about that stuff, because I mean, Tiffany Haddish them blew up. Aries Spears had like a little bit of time in the limelight, but he's never just like he's like the little train that could. He's never just like got there. You know what I mean?
It never happened.
Just not enough steam yet, but I mean he's been on some stages, he's gotten some awards, some accolades, he's been out there. But now he's not. And to be honest with you, I think and I mean, this may sound like very shallow, but let's just think about TV. Bruce is dope. He's a dope comedian, but he ain't out there like Kevin Hart. He ain't out there like Chappelle. I just think Aries Spears went from and El Patat posted a picture the other day of Aries Spears like when he was like younger and versus now, and I mean, bruh, he just looks horrible. And I'm just saying, people like to do business with people they like, and liking has a lot to do with a lot of different dynamics and things. So, I don't know, but Aries Spears just never. But that's just weird. This whole PSA thing, just absolutely weird. You got anything else for celebrity news?
No, we can just go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's subject.
Absolutely. It's all good. I'm gonna see if I can.
It was a slow week. You know what I'm saying? We talking about catching crabs, Young Thugs reminiscing or talking about current experiences. It was a slow week.
I forget. I'm trying to but yeah, they are all over social media with Aries Spears. Look, this is, I think, I'm gonna show this right now. I'm gonna show this. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Peep this. They compare it. Yeah, I mean, they whatever.
And he had the nerve to talk about Lizzo. Now I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I too want Lizzo to put on clothes. And it has nothing to do with her size.
It's not. I'm
tired of seeing her ass.
Yeah. I think it's just, she doesn't have a rear mirror. That's the problem. A lot of times when those type of situations, people don't have a rear mirror, because if they would see how they look from behind, then they probably wouldn't wear.
I don't even think that's got anything to do with it. I'm tired, Lizzo. We've seen your ass, okay? Like it could be Beyonce, and if Beyonce walk around with her ass out all the time and be like, girl, put some fucking clothes on.
No.
Like, I'm just tired of her ass.
No.
At some point, we gotta put some clothes on.
That's not that. No. If Beyonce, no, that's not even a good comparison. Because if Beyonce walked around with her ass out all the time, no one would have a problem with it.
Well, I mean, it was a point in time where she did wear leotards, and I'm like, can she do something else? And she did finally do something else. But like, as it gets old, like,
Yeah, all I know is that if she walked around with her ass out, no one would have a problem with it. She would be getting invited to presidential circles and everything, just like.
Well, shit, let me walk around with my ass out. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
But look, peep this picture. Look at him from way back when, and then like
he aged like a banana.
And now
he aged like a banana.
Man, like he like seriously, like you know what I mean. And then he's part of the crew. Mike Epps was on it too, but I think his wife calmed him down. Mike Epps was talking crap about Kevin Hart some time ago. Him and Ari Spears and well, when you got a whole team of people that's writing with you, hey, success is success. You know what I mean? Even if people write your jokes and you get or help you write the jokes and you get up there and you deliver them correctly, because people can write jokes all the time, but somebody having an ability to deliver it correctly.
To tell it right. And let's just keep it all the way above. Kevin Hart, we know that his wife wrote his jokes. That nigga ain't been funny since the divorce. Let's just keep it all the way real.
Stop.
Now, did you sit here thinking about it like, wait a minute, hold on, she might be right. The last couple stand-ups, they was not funny.
I'm doing a timeline check in my head and whatnot. but look, let's get into it. Let's get into the main conversation. We're talking about this whole ideal of men cheating and stuff like that, women cheating, cheating in relationships, period, and why people do it. I want to kind of I want to peep this comment real quick. Rock's Kitchen, he says, I have a homeboy that gets sympathy laid once a year. I told him he needed a girlfriend. He said he couldn't. Shit, you giving me once a year? Side chicken just waiting on my phone call. Yeah, a sympathy lay from your wife or whatever. That
you know what? I just thought about something. I had a story that I wanted to tell on the air tonight, and I just remembered it. I gotta tell this one because this shit's hilarious.
Should we do it before or after I play this Michael Baston? You tell me.
Oh, let's do it before because it might
go
tie
ahead.
into. Okay, so last week while we were on the air, I got a text message because me and two of my homeboys, we got a text group or whatever, and my friend was telling me that his mother-in-law died. So to give you some context, the mother-in-law has lived with them off and on for a couple of years. And, a couple of weeks ago, he was like, I think I might need to stay on your couch, pimping. She's talking about moving back in. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, no, you can't come live on my couch. But okay, saying I got an air mattress, whatever. So when he sends this text, we on the air. And obviously I didn't respond back. So, my other friend was like, oh, wow, condolences. I don't know how he really feel about his mother-in-law. So when I finally responded, I was like, okay, I know you. I know how you operate. Let's go ahead and do this. I said, you know what? Let it out. Tell us how you really feel. You're celebrating, right? So, like we talked about it. We talked it through. And I let him celebrate to me like she ain't got to move in with me no more. Like he was happy about this. Yes, it's foul, but I'd rather he say it to me than to fuck around and say it to his wife, right? He calls me on Saturday and he goes, T, I'm in the doghouse. I said, well, what did you do? He was like, I told my wife how I felt about her mother. I was like, why the hell would you do that? He said, because you told me to say how I really feel. I was like, you were supposed to say it to me how you feel. I was your safe space. You were saying it to me. You were not supposed to say it to her. I told him to say it to me so that he wouldn't say it to her, so he wouldn't be in the doghouse, and he's in the doghouse. So he's been complaining that, saying she won't give him no buns. He's really not about to get no buns now.
Yeah, no. I didn't know dog houses still exist though. But
yeah, he's in the doghouse, big time. I mean, you can't tell your wife that you hate her mom.
I mean, if she hates her mom too, then
they had a problematic relationship. It was a love-hate situation. So I guess in his mind, since it was problematic, like she got on the wife's nerves too, he didn't take into account like, hey, it's still her mama.
Absolutely. So as we kind of jumping into this this conversation, cheating in relation. I look at what I'm about to show. This is a little bit of a video. I'm gonna show some of it, and maybe we'll fast forward and talk about it as we go along, and then we'll get into the Melody and Martell video from Love and Marriage Huntsville. this little candid video with Martell. But as we look at this, people seem to. Here's the thing: I understand, and you can challenge me on this if you want, but I understand that even biblically, if you and your wife agree on something, then it's pretty much okay. If y'all want to bring another woman in, if y'all want to bring, whatever y'all do and agree on in your relationships, then that's all good.
Right. That's a personal thing, because what works, what works for you and your lady may not work for, me and whatever I got going on over here, and vice versa. Is you got to make the relationship, the marriage, whatever it is, you got to tailor make it to that particular couple. So what's good for this couple over here ain't gonna be good for over there. And this woman say, I may not put up with that. And this woman says, hey, it relieves me from having to do XYZ. So go for it. It's different for.
And so, but you just have to understand whatever, consequences could come along. Then
right.
That's you got to be okay with that. Lucretia Kidd says she may be using that as an excuse not to have sex with her husband. Talk about your story that you were talking about.
Right. And that's why he hated when his mother-in-law was there, because they weren't really getting it in regularly anyway. And he's very frustrated. And the mom comes and he ain't getting none at all. And
yep. Seen that.
And he really ain't getting none now.
You have to have integrity in your work. It wasn't a PSA per se. It was a skit for a comedy show. I think it was a skit for a comedy show about a PSA.
It wasn't funny.
It was supposed to be a parody type of thing, and it very creeper vibes. I
didn't chuckle.
So let's peep this. This is Michael Blackston. I said Michael Baston earlier, but Michael Blackston. And his boo, if you've read up or heard anything about it, his boo, who they have put off their marriage because they're trying to find this balance. This part here, some of this conversation is why they put their marriage off. Because she allows him to have a side chick once a month. Okay, so let's kind of listen to some of this.
Rada, you allow, or should I say accept, Michael having one side chick a month. Why does that work for you?
Well, the reason why, and it's not even allowing, it's more, I've been in a long-term relationship, and I've said this before. You having sex with the same individual for years, it can.
And let me just say this real quick. If we get shut off on social media, on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, y'all can always go to YouTube. We're live there. But sometimes, because of the rights or whatever, and then we got to dispute it after the fact. But if we get shut off, just go to No Panties After Dark on YouTube, and you'll find us there live as well.
It gets boring. And I just wanted some excitement in the bedroom. And I feel like when he has these extracurricular activities, or when we have extracurricular activities together, it makes our sex life that more amazing. And it's been proven every single time. Like, we get back together and we have such amazing sex. And that's kind of what's priority for me. And yeah, I'm a freak, but everybody else, it's just they don't talk about it. And I'm open and I'm direct. You ask me something, I'll tell you. There's nothing to hide. I mean, what's the joy of life if you can't be yourself? So
does that, Michael, would that same arrangement work in Rada's case if she wanted to have one side piece a month as well?
Well, you know what, Rada, I mean, you told him she's only interested in one penis. But
I can only handle one.
She only handle one. And I mean, she's allowed to have any female she wants.
Now, I want y'all to understand something.
If you're 45 to 65 years old in the United States without life insurance, do not buy.
Yes, get life insurance. But understand something. Y'all notice when she first asked him that question, if you see his body language, and you understand body language, the first thing he did was he went to scratch his head, the back of his head. Okay. Most people and dudes, especially when they're asked a question that is a little bit it's hitting them kind of hard, then something that they're a little uneasy with, then the first thing they do is they go to scratch the back of their head. They don't really have an itch. It's a natural reflex of when you're being confronted with something that you're uneasy about. So that's the first thing to look at. But yeah, they're asking, why does he have glasses on? Yeah, he does that. This is what he does. I seen him years ago at I forget what that place is in Atlanta, that some singer food joint, whatever, I forget. Y'all know, chicken and waffles spot, something.
Gladys Knight, chicken and waffles.
Gladys Knight, yeah. And yeah, took pictures with him all that stuff. He's a cool dude.
And
not a man, because she don't want a man. We don't need another penis in the relationship.
Well, do you need another vagina in the relationship? Where is the balance here?
It makes our sex life excited. In fact, whenever if not with another woman, my penis is much harder for her. So this is more to her benefit, actually.
Okay, and
I'm
so
doing it for you, Rada.
And for you, Michael, what do you need from other women that you feel like you can't get from the person you want to call your wife?
Just some new coochie.
Excitement of like being with
something
different, I guess.
Believe it or not, Rada have her orgasms when we talk during sex. She have an orgasm when we talk about how I slept with the other woman. Don't shut me up.
Wow.
All our secrets.
All right, I'll take that back. Delete that part.
Wow.
And you guys are getting married. Is that still in the works? Where does that stand?
We're just trying to make sure we're in a great place and the right time. Perfect. We haven't planned a date yet, but it will happen soon.
She don't really want to marry that man.
Well, I mean, I like what Rock's Kitchen said. It works for her because she don't want to lose that bag. Exactly. It's that simple.
Exactly.
Hey, what I'm seeing a trend here, and it has to do with finding yourself a hot foreign woman to marry. Dave Chappelle, and we can name a few others, because then you get to go out and do dumb shit, and they will keep you. But I'm just saying. And then they prolong their marriage, the actual wedding.
That's a cop out. Just say you don't want to get married.
Some of this, I think it's due to some of this, and but here's the thing: is it okay? I mean, think about it.
Does this really cool with that?
Does this help with? But here's the thing: does this help with cheating? Because I feel like if this is an agreement, okay, he's Michael Blackson. He's out there. Women are throwing themselves at him all the time, of course. And
ew, he looks like
yada
a roach.
Yada. I mean, I'm just saying, Weezy been looking like a roach, but he grew up and
he's
somehow got women. But I'm just saying, he gets women. Women are throwing themselves at him all the time. So in this particular situation, in this type of relationship, celebrity relationship, it seems to maybe work for them. And like Charmaine Cuff just said, it's respectable because they're not lying to each other. And like Rock's Kitchen also said, money makes you beautiful.
But you notice how he said that she doesn't need another penis and she can't handle another penis. Basically, this is what I took away from it. This is my interpretation.
It is one-sided.
I don't think that she necessarily likes that he sleeps with other women. I don't think that. I think that she deals with it because of his status, because he has money, because he can provide for her. She doesn't necessarily agree with that, but she understands that that's what comes along with dating a celebrity. And she
I'm just thinking about it. I just think about how that conversation. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Okay, the bitches, they are throwing themselves at me.
Listen, he done told her like Jody. He's like, I tell you the truth because I tell them bitches the truth because I don't love them. I lie to you because I love you. I don't want to lie to you no more. That's what he told her. And she had two choices: go with it, keep the bag, and understand that this is what comes with dating a man of that celebrity, or walk away with her dignity. And she threw her dignity out the door for, except for a bag. She doesn't like that shit, and that's why she's not allowed. And it's not that she can't handle another penis, or she doesn't want another penis. She's not allowed to.
I mean, I definitely get that. With him, first off, with him answering the question for her,
she's not allowed to.
And yeah, that lets you know right off the bat. So keep this
in our relationship.
Lots of kinks, lots of kinks, and Claudia, lots of kinks.
There through some kinks in our relationship.
Lots of kinks.
So that was their response to why they haven't got married
and
yet.
Claudia and KJ, do you guys feel like you could
copy
have
out
something like this?
Nah, I don't think it'll work.
I love Claudia Jordan.
It couldn't work because she can't have extra dudes. That's why.
And
now notice his body language just the same. He had to fix himself in the seat. He had to restructure his body in the seat. So right then and there, he was a bit uneasy with that conversation. See, let me tell you something. This is coming from years of being one of the dopest salesmen ever. You know what I mean? When you're doing $600,000 a year in gross sales of a $300-400 piece of equipment, then guess what? You standing in front of people for years, you get to know people's mannerisms and their thought processes that coincide with those mannerisms. And I'm telling you, it's funny looking at people and how they react.
Can he have extra women?
I told him to go get one. I said, if I'm not giving what you want, you should go out there and find this amazing unicorn that you can get it from.
Right, but meaning you wouldn't be in the relationship, or you would still be in the relationship?
Try it and find out.
I'm with you, Claudia.
That sounds like a setup.
It does sound like a setup because it is.
Exactly.
I'm an equal opportunity employer.
Okay.
So my thing is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And if you want to be about that life, then I can be about that life. I prefer not to, but we can all be about that life. Like I'm all about fair equality and justice for all. So if you want to go do that, then I can go do that.
Now remember, you asked this question. I didn't bring this up.
Now you see what he did there. He's trying to save himself for from any issues later.
Right.
by making that comment to let it be known, hey, remember, you asked, what I mean?
Like I say, Ryder, if she wanted to be with another man, then we can be a couple. We can be friends. I can't put a ring in your hand and somebody else bend you over and look at my tattoo.
Okay, hey, let's talk about this a little bit, because obviously I watched the first episode. That's premiering on Monday. And
all this coochie juice around?
Right. Rada had an issue with you basically bringing these women in the public. She prefers you hit it and quit it, no repeats was what you said. And don't show them in public. So I'm just trying to understand what is the correlation there that you can have these women, bring them in public, do what you do, but you couldn't be with her if she matched that energy. Why is that?
You're selling life insurance and you're not doing this.
So
biggest opportunity in the. No, I understand where she's coming from with that. Our biggest, originally, she would prefer I just go on the road, sleep with a groupie, keep it moving. Me on the other hand, I didn't find that to be safe. I didn't find going and finding a total stranger, let her into my presence. Anything is possible. She could wake up and there'll be a picture of me somewhere, or I wake up and I have jewelry missing. Anything is possible. So I didn't prefer that route. I prefer more of like sticking with 2-3 chicks and I'm familiar with that I know and I trust.
He preferred to have his harem and allow his lady to know about the harem. Rock's Kitchen says she's looking like Boo Boo the Fool. They probably prolonging the marriage due to prenuptial stipulations.
No, she ain't never gonna marry that fool. She gonna stay as long as she can take it. and
Yeah.
stack her little money that, you know what I'm saying, from her little
But then,
allowance that she's
but
getting.
see, that's a whole new hustle though. That's a whole
It
new hustle. Let's
is.
hold on. Let's see real quick. How much much is Michael Blackston the comedian worth? All right, let's see. His net worth is about 300 million roughly. He has an annual salary of about $400,000. I don't know where they're getting the salary from, but right now he's got a net worth of about 3 million. So I mean, he's not that paid. Like 3 million is not even a lot of money anymore. But it's more, it's decent amount. You could live right if you invest your money right, you know, maybe put something in some mutual funds and live off the interest, right?
Right.
That's something that could be done. So I mean, he's doing all right. He's doing better than many. You know, he's definitely, I mean, when you look at the top 10% earners versus 5% earners in America, I think you have to be making at least about 105,000 or more to be in the top 10%, which is interesting because that's not even a lot of money. But you have to be making, I think, about 114,000 or more to be in the top 5% money earners in America. So, you know, obviously they're making more than that, something like that, right? But when you look at this, I think, you know, it is. I don't think this is an abusive thing or whatever. I mean, you'd have to be a serious narcissist to come out in public with a woman that you're abusing like that. Usually, you know, abusive person likes to keep their prey out of the public eye, right? They like to not
it's
be
easier
around
to have
people.
the abuse.
Exactly. So with that in mind, I don't think he's being abusive. I'm not gonna say that he's not, but
I think
he
might be financially abusive. But then again, I don't know if you can consider financially abusive if she's going along with the shit. But think about it though, Joe. Could you or somebody like you get away with that? He's only getting away with that because he's financially secure. You think a regular guy can get away with that?
Oh no, I'm not that dope. I'm gonna be fucking honest with you. I'm not that dope to get away with some shit like that. I can't go to my chick, you know. Now, let's be honest. I did say, you know, originally that, hey, we can rock this however you want. There is opportunity, you know, because I feel like if somebody is, you know, hey, if you just, you know, you getting tickled pink by some other dude, then hey, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Maybe we can figure out some things, set up some boundaries. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I like to be open with everything as much as possible. But, you know, with that in mind, I'm not that dope to just be like, listen, we are going to have, I'm going to have 2 or 3 chicks that I'm going to fuck every now and then. Okay.
So she's the main one.
You are the main chick.
That being
but
okay with being the main
you
chick.
are the main chick,
She's the
okay?
main
Meaning
chick.
you get to live in this house. It is very nice. You get to live here, and you are the main chick. But outside of that, you know, I have a little bunnies that I fuck from time to time. But you are the main chick, okay? You know, I can't, you know, I can't do that. And maybe it's the accent, you know. I mean, you know, if a British dude walks in the club and be like, you are so fucking beautiful, I would like for you to take your panties down right now in a female's ear, he could get away with that, you know. But if a regular dude just walk up and be like, damn girl, you so fine, I'd like you to take your panties off right now, it's just not gonna work. It's not the same thing.
I ain't gonna lie though, the accent will get it every time. Like Sean Connery.
That's what I'm saying. You know, the accent will get it.
Me out of my drawers. I ain't gonna lie.
So you know, it might be, you know, hey, you know,
accent gets you every time.
Do you know that your drawers should be in my hand right now, right? You know, I mean, that might be the thing. So yeah, it might be the accent. You know, who knows? But look, some women are okay with their man being with another woman as long as they take care of the financials, and that's true. See, that's that 1930s till now type of thought process. Like, hey, what he does outside of here is what he does, because, you know, back then a man could, you know, we had warehouse jobs locally and whatnot, and a man could make enough money to take care of 2 different households and you know, think that nobody knows, but his wife actually knows. She just ain't saying.
Oh no, everybody knew.
But Charmaine, who apparently knows Michael Blackson so very well, says he talks like that to his women for real, though.
He probably does.
You know, he probably does. You know, I know when I met him, I was with my youngest son's mother, and you know, I didn't leave them alone at all. You know, because the accent, I just didn't want him saying some shit in her ear, and then next thing you know, she's disappeared and come back and, you know, doing an R. Kelly, doing an R. Kelly, you know, harem interview or whatever. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was.
And then you gotta explain to everybody like my baby mama ran off with a roach.
Exactly. Like, you know, like how does that work? Jamar Mack, he was so enthralled by this conversation, he just couldn't even say nothing. He just like blank.
Listen, I am too.
Yeah,
speechless.
So here, let's get into this other interview here, because
this one has had me in a
I'm just looking at that first thing with Michael Blackson. Maybe that's an answer for some people's relationships. Like, hey, we get bored in a relationship. These are the things that we do. You know, I've been in a relationship in the past where, you know, I'm from Miami, so you know we do crazy stuff there. You know, Florida and New York are the 2 places where people do crazy stuff, right? And
right.
You know, in a relationship, you know, where we you know focused on, you know, having some fun. I was young in my 20s and whatnot, but you know, yeah. Sometimes you do some things, but again, right now, I think the biggest issue, we live in a hyper-sexualized society, you know? So people, I mean, think about it. You see ass all the time.
Right. We were talking about that
you
earlier.
see ass all the
It's
time.
everywhere.
So it's everywhere. So it's like you're numb to it. So it maybe, I wonder, does it take more for a guy to, you know, get it up now or whatever? But what this does dictate is that, see, here's my thing. My thing is always about building things outside of sex. Sex is very important. Don't get me fucking wrong. Sex is absolutely very important because it's a language between us two that only we are supposed to share, and we speak it in our way, and it's dope and it's beautiful, and fucking rainbows and
all of that,
flowers and all that shit in the air, you know, disco ball lights and all that shit,
all of
waterfalls, every fucking thing, you know what I mean? You know, so yes, I'm not negating sex, but there's got to be more to your relationship than fucking sex. Because if it's not, then guess what? There's going to come a point where the sex is, and you have an inability to have it. So
right.
You've got to have more than sex.
Gonna dry out, erectile dysfunction. All of that. You got to have something to talk about, something to relate.
Yeah, exactly. Charmaine says to hear Michael Blackson had an actual fiance was a shocker. Roaches have fiancés too. Relationships won't last without something stable outside of sex. Absolutely. I mean, that's if you want to call it a relationship. Now, this right here is interesting. This is Melody and Martrell. I think, or you know, oh, this was the Melody. Should I play this one or should I play the other one?
Let's look at this
It's
one.
just
They didn't show the whole part on this one, but it was still kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Do y'all want to be married? Honestly, do y'all want to be married?
To be married to each other?
Yes, to each other. Who ain't nobody here but us.
I didn't know what you was talking about. I didn't know you was talking about, do we believe in marriage, or we talking about we want to be married to each other?
To each other, not no one else. Each other.
Oh.
Melody down there, she playing around, laughing, and like it's not a game. Like for real, we do have 4 beautiful.
You know what's amazing? First and foremost, is these are 2 good-looking people.
Right.
All
She's
right.
absolutely
Brother's a
beautiful.
good-looking brother. She's
And
a
he's very good
beautiful
looking.
woman. Now, I don't know what she looks like once she takes everything off, because that's another conversation and another fucking
She's actually
show.
really pretty without the makeup and the wig.
I
She's
hope
actually really
so.
pretty.
I hope so, because
She's actually been on the show stripped down. She's really pretty.
there's a lot of conversation going on right now where, you know, people are like going to the judge, like, hey, judge, see this picture right here? This is what I married. This chick over here, I don't know who the fuck this is. You know, I should be able to get a divorce. But yeah, so yeah.
For children, I mean, our kids hurt every day.
It is about you too, but it's really about them. Their life. How it's affecting them. You guys placed them here. You both are responsible for them.
With our kids, I was a lot more hands-on than Melody. Period. And not because she was making more money than me, not because she was more busy than me, because I was always on my grind. One of our last little arguments for real was me saying that I kind of want to fall back from really being more hands-on than her. I'm like telling her, okay, like you step in and, you know, you be the dominant parent when raising Milani right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I feel like I got burnt out. You know, me getting up, doing all this, doing all of that.
Well, I hope you're ready to start it over. Go ahead.
Well, and okay, so that's interesting. That's an interesting thought right there. All right. I can understand a little bit of where he's coming from with the idea, because some of us men have it embedded in us where I don't know where it comes from. Maybe I moved out when I was 17 years old, right? Mm-hmm. So I was still in high school. I had a 4-bedroom house, and you know, this was something I went out, got on my own. You know, my couple homeboys, roommates. One of my homeboys, Rico. Shout out to Rico Montgomery. And you know, I was in high school with my own crib. But I mean, I'm saying all that to say I cleaned up, like I cleaned up my crib and kept things straight, because I mean, when I was young, I never knew if a female was coming or not. Like I could run into a female and then she's coming back to the crib, or I could run into some females, and that happened plenty of times growing up, being young and stupid and all that stuff. You know, you out in public, you go meet some people, boom, bring them back to the crib. So I always kept my crib nice. I kept it clean, and I wanted it to be nice. I can remember growing up and taking women with me to go shop for glasses and plateware and all that stuff, because I wanted it to appeal to women. All right, because that's what I wanted over there. I wasn't trying to have a crib that was great for dudes to come over. So with that in mind, I clean, I cook, like I do all these things for myself. So naturally in a relationship, I'm gonna continue doing it. And so I get what he's saying, where he feels like, yo, we got these kids, and I'm the only one that's putting forth all this effort to make shit pop, and I'm getting burnt out. And I see what he's saying. You know,
but you know what? To provide more context, because I know you've never watched the show. This show has had me when I say a chokehold, I had never watched it before. So I started watching it, and I'm almost all the way caught up. So to put things into more context, they have a construction company that they run, Houghton Hope, and he doesn't even have the builder's license. He took the exam and he failed it. And she said, "Here, give me your stuff." Read the book, went in and aced the builder's exam. So everything that they have is in her name. So if she doesn't go out and work, then they can't provide for their family. So that's the way that it is. So he has to be more hands-on with the kids because she's out making the money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, I mean,
but he was cheating on her before they had their last baby.
But you know, remember, a lot of what he was talking about was he's the breadwinner. So is that not true?
He's not the breadwinner, because when they split up, he was broke. She's got money and was able to buy a new house. He was broke when they split up.
You know, I don't know. I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say I don't know, because again, you know, we're talking about stuff that we're seeing from
But
afar.
I feel where you're coming from, because I agree it should be fair across the board. But again, if she's making all the money and paying all the bills, then he got to do a little bit more with the kids.
But check the other videos, because he's saying he's the breadwinner and helping to take care of
right.
things.
It came out later on in the show.
And I know personally, I can, definitely really. He's saying I'm the breadwinner.
No,
I take care of the household a lot with the kids and everything, and I make the majority of the money.
No, when they split up, he couldn't work.
I should be getting this, that, and the other.
He could not work when they split up. The license was in her name. He couldn't even work.
I mean, I get that, so that just means he got to go and focus on getting that license, but
yeah, he can't work without her.
That's just, I mean, it's, I mean, people do that all the time. Partnerships, people do that. Hey, what do you bring to the table? You got the license. I got the this. Okay, cool. We'll mesh that together. I mean, that happens all the time. That's normalcy in business. But so I'm not going to say that just because they parted ways and she had the license that he couldn't work. Maybe he couldn't work at the moment.
No, it came out later on in the show.
Well, he couldn't work at the moment because she had the license. So all he has to do is go get the license. Maybe he never focused on getting the license again because he went to go get the license,
because
and we're a married couple. So why do I need to go and get the license again if you have it? Now, if you think in the mindset of real men, I'm thinking, okay, I'm glad that she got the license, but I'm gonna make sure I get it too. Why? Because if anything happens to her, I need to be able to continue the business moving forward.
Right. But what I'm saying is later
sick,
on after this, it came out later on that she was making all the money and he was not. So he's giving this facade that he's the breadwinner, and it came out later on.
You are just team sis. That's it.
No, I'm not team sis. I'm telling you because I watched the show.
Completely advocating for her, no matter what I say.
I'm telling you from watching the show.
I like what Jamar Mack said. He said these third world foreign girls don't care about looks or if he cheats. They want the green card and money. That is absolutely correct, because I know some really overweight, obese, just totally not good looking guys that have some foreign women and they live in a good life. You know what I mean?
600-pound life. They always got somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe if you did everything you supposed to.
She's right. Her body language, though.
Whoa, see, that's y'all.
If you did everything you're supposed to do in my household, I wouldn't be starting over.
That's totally disrespectful.
Because why are you playing me like this?
Because you're sitting there playing me.
Now, the last time we talked, you guys were on the right path. When COVID came, it's like, what happened?
She said what? Did she say when COVID came?
Yeah, when COVID came, what happened?
I'm gonna say this: COVID has fucked up a lot of marriages and a lot of relationships. From I mean, I can speak to that distance. Even I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Me and my kids, even there was a bit of distance that was created because of COVID. Because there was a point, I mean, they live with their mother. And, I couldn't go over their place. They couldn't come over my place because we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know about, the idea of them bringing disease to me bringing disease. Nobody knew what was going on. So, yeah, it fucked a lot of shit up. And I will say that. And so I'm not going to negate that.
I think we checked out. Yeah, that's what happened. We checked out.
Martell checked out, let's be clear.
I mean, you did too.
No, I checked out April 4th when I left. You checked out in March.
Well, I guess, that came along with the disrespecting, calling me the bitches.
I'm a very strong woman, but I wasn't disrespectful to him. The disrespect verbally that came to Martell is when he continuously kept doing things and putting me in situations and putting me in hurtful places. That's when I became, because I did lose respect.
See, and see, so right off the bat, the one thing I'm gonna say is a lack of communication. A straight up lack of communication, because ultimately, what tends to happen in these situations, and this is why in in my own situation, I really advocate for conversation. I really do. And it's simply, that's part of my love language. I need to talk. I need to, because I don't do the sweeping under the rug. That's not my thing. I can't sweep stuff under the rug because it just, you end up with a big ass rug that you're gonna trip over. You know what I mean?
Well, they did have conversations. I was telling you about one of the conversations that they had, and I couldn't find the clip of it to show tonight. So they were having a conversation, because he's been cheating on her for years with the same woman. He had another relationship going, and he finally, like, they were having a conversation. She said, "You should just keep your penis in the house." And he says, "Well, you would think by now some of the older women would talk to you and tell you that that's just what men do." And she said, "Well, you would think by now that some of the older men would talk to you." And he says, "Well, they did." And she said, "And what did they say?" And this is what he told her. He said, "They told me to make sure that I cheat with somebody who had just as much to lose as I did and make sure they sign an NDA." That's what he told her after he got that other woman pregnant.
And that's whoever his dumb
they did have
uncles
conversations.
His dumb uncles or whatever. That's what dumb uncles do and shit. That's what the old heads do. That's what they used to do. But see, them old heads are talking from a standpoint of when there wasn't social media as much. You know what I mean? When you could have families over here and here.
Like what you were saying earlier, where you can go work in the factory and your one check could cover your household.
Two households.
Two households.
Two
and
households.
That's where they're coming from. And that's why he's wanting her to understand that's just what men do. Not today, not in today's time. That's not just what men do.
I feel like, when it comes to the idea that that's just what men do, listen, the reality is that people have a self-conscious issue with themselves. I really believe that, and here's the thing. I now in this day and age practice not cheating because it's easy to cheat. It's
too accessible.
It's difficult to it's harder to not cheat. It's harder, and when I say harder, I just mean like, you're putting more effort. But at the same time, depending upon your character and everything else, then it's you don't even think about it. So, as much as maybe some things might get thrown at me and I see an avenue to where I could float down with somebody who's giving me them vibes, I don't. And the biggest thing is I don't want to deal with the other side of it, because if I do, and I'm putting out that vibration, guess what? That vibration is out there. So she's going to have her shit going on. That's
right.
That's
and it is very easy to cheat. It's so easy to cheat. It's like, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. A lot of women ain't shit. They love a man that's unavailable. So case in point, one of my homeboys, I posted some pictures yesterday. Was it yesterday? And he was like, I told everybody at work that you're my wife. I said, you know what? Put a wedding band on for some extra razzle dazzle. Your stock gonna go through the roof. You're gonna be turning coochie away. It's crazy. I
can, I remember having a wedding ring, but I also had a wedding ring and a, Bell South uniform on, and the stuff was just getting thrown at you, regardless. But that Bell South uniform was better than the wedding ring.
You think so?
I think so, because back in the day, that Bell South uniform meant something. It meant
money and benefits.
That I'm making at bare minimum 50, 60 grand, and I'm in my 20s. That at a bare, I got dope ass insurance from dental to health. You know what I mean? So, her janky mouth, she can get her teeth fixed, whoever her is, right? So she knows that. And so, it just, when I was, you talking some years ago, in my 20s, making 60, 70 grand, with some overtime, 80 grand with some overtime, in my 20s. Yeah. That
You
uniform
was turning it away.
The wedding
You was
ring
picking and
helped
choosing.
once I got in the house, but the uniform was dope before I even got in the house.
Right, because women love a man in uniform. So just the same way, I'm gonna say
I
some.
mean, if
Some
you
men
have a
ain't shit.
trash man's uniform,
Some women ain't shit either.
different story.
Some
You got a
people just
maintenance
ain't
man's
shit.
uniform on. Yeah, you know, I mean, and it's true.
Today.
So let's peep a little bit of this, and then
It's
we're gonna
so
sign
fast.
out for the night. But yeah, because my drink is low.
Hey guys, what's up?
So let's
What's up?
go
What's
ahead.
up? Dr.
I'm gonna
Heavenly
put
here.
it
Listen,
at this 9-minute mark.
I know I've been gone for a while, but now I'm back. I got more time.
It was
to
another
start
mark,
doing
too.
Heaven Help Us.
I wanted
I'm
you
gonna
to
give y'all
play.
some time to get in. I know David Beam is here. That's my guy, and he might.
Okay.
But everybody didn't know.
So basically, he's explaining why. Just to set this up, you know, Martell, you know more about the show. This is what is it? Love and
Love
Marriage,
and Marriage
Huntsville.
Huntsville. It's a dope show, actually. It's really dope.
Okay, so you can stream it or whatever, folks. Love and Marriage Huntsville. And ultimately, this dude cheated, and now he's kind of like explaining himself. He's in this interview explaining himself about him cheating. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and put this stuff out there. This fool was in like a 5-year cheating relationship. Sitting here talking about, but I never cheated before. I'm not a cheating man.
No.
Nigga, it's 5 years is a fucking cheating man. You are a fucking cheater. Nigga. 5 years? Come on now. Stop playing. You know, people need to man up and take accountability and own some shit. Because 5 years is a long time. That's not even a side piece anymore. That's a whole other fucking relationship.
And you made a whole other family over there with your side dish.
Yeah, because he got her pregnant too, right? Yeah, I know we telling y'all some stuff, but hey.
My wife cheated on me too. And then, but besides that, you know, I'll take it back.
Now she cheated on him too, but
that's what he said.
He was already, but it wasn't before he was in his 5-year relationship. He was in his 5-year relationship. She cheated on him. Maybe I guess she was supposedly didn't know about his 5-year relationship.
No, when she had that situation, she had moved out. So they had split up for like 6 months, and she had moved out, and she talked to somebody else when she moved out.
So he's saying that simply because legally they were still married.
Legally they were still married, but she had moved out because of his cheating.
Oh, women, take care of your man from the beginning. You know, if you know he has certain needs, take care of your man, especially if your man is, you know, helping out in the house, taking care of kids. I mean, not just taking care of kids, really the dominant parent. I've been the dominant parent when it came to my household. I always have been. I still am right now, even going through this divorce. I still am. But I would definitely say that men really have to start speaking up. I mean, especially if you're handling your business. You know, like a man not handling his business, no, you shouldn't say anything. But if you're the breadwinner, you cleaning up the damn house just like your wife is, you taking care of the kids just as good as she is. You coming home every day, every night. Though I cheated, I never hung out. I don't hang out. I don't party. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So to me, it's like, but a woman needs to take care of the man. The woman, the wife needs to take care of the man. If they're sexual, I don't give a damn. Even if it's head, I'm committed to you. You're mine. I'm yours. You want it just to be him and her to do us part. It's supposed to be like that. So if I have a request, I mean, granted. You know, I've never been like a cheater growing up. Like, you know, college, I've never been a cheater. Through this most of my marriage, I wasn't a cheater. But it's just I'm so sorry, my child. Hold on, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no problem.
You see how arrogant he is?
I mean, is that arrogance or is he just trying to explain the shit? I mean,
But wait
damn.
a minute. Fast forward to the 33.
Did I tell you I'm going to get the 995
and
plan?
42nd mark? He
I
really
I'll get
exposed
there,
himself.
but I'll get there. But hold up.
He really exposed
Because
himself.
in the midst of this, he went to go deal with the kids, and then she's like really talking about how, he is a good father. He's a great father. He blase. Blah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him that. He seems to be a very good father. He does.
Women take men back all the time.
Talking to me, you see how you're doing, so that's why I cheated on you right there. I would tell her right then. I would say, "This is why I cheated on you. Look how you talking to me. Look how you acting toward me."
First off, he's retarded because number one, if you cheat, you don't bring that shit up ever again. That shit never comes out of your fucking mouth ever again. And this fool sitting here talking about, see, this is why I cheated on you. Yeah, he's
throws
a
it
dummy.
in her face every rip.
Yeah, he's a dummy. But let's just peep this for a second. What he's saying. There is a fucking role reversal going on right now. Women are out here hard as hell trying to talk shit and talk to their men, and it's a different day, so it's different. Like to have women sitting there, like really like going at you, coming at you, or whatever. It's just kind of wild. So. In a way, I kind of see what he's saying, but at the same time, are you so pussified that you can't deal with a woman speaking up? You know what I mean? I think that's part of it.
I don't think
too.
it doesn't matter what she would have did. It just seemed like he's the type that's in his DNA. That's what he was going to do. You know, saying they're from down south, and I think that he's pretty old school. That's an old school mentality. That's just what men do. She could do everything perfect. That's what he was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just that old school Southern mentality.
So that was, that's why I kept, I stopped talking to her for 4 months, 5 months. Then I'll see my way back because there was comfort for me right there,
So is it true that men really don't respect their mistresses? Because they say that you called this woman a peasant. And I saw you apologize, but it looked as if to me that you apologized just to get back with her, to have sex with her again. Did you? Why did you call her a peasant?
I'll be real. Okay, I'll be real. Because there was a lot of things going on with Melody, myself, and her. And so at this moment.
So, I'll just speak to that. He basically just was telling her that he called his side piece a peasant during the interview,
on TV
simply because he's trying to get back with his wife, and that's what guys do. If they're trying to get back with their wife or whatever, you're gonna call the other chick, you're gonna demean her as much as possible so as to make her seem like less than, so that your wife will feel better about that situation. Like, oh, you was just a peasant, she was just this. That never really works, because in the back of any woman's head they're like, nigga. So let's peep this out real quick. We jump to this and go ahead and close out here in a minute.
Like that, mature, most definitely. But I'm talking about through the things that the both of us did. And one of the reasons, because a lot of times I always look at my kids.
I don't agree with you, Charmaine.
It's hard for me not to, in terms of wanting us to really stay together and raise our children together, But when it comes to cheating, no, I know it's not right. And I know some people look at me like his arrogant ass. I guess I'm a confident man. I don't know. I've always been like that. Ever since high school, people said I was
confidence.
Arrogant.
Always gets mistaken for arrogance.
I'm gonna continue to strive in the way I see fit for myself. And then when it comes to me cheating, it seemed like it's the right thing, or it's cool for me to do such a thing. The only thing I'm gonna say is women, take care of your fucking man. Take care of your man. Like, you don't know what his reaction is going to be. And it's not up to you to know what your man's reaction is going to be to you not doing what you should do as the wife or as the girlfriend. Take care of them. Take care of them. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Because if you don't, like, what if I look like?
I curse your ass out, really? But I'm gonna respect you. I say normally I would curse your ass out because you're telling people women take care of your man. It don't have anything to do with the woman. A man cheats because he wants to cheat, no matter what.
No, hell no. That's not true.
Still cheat.
That shit ain't true because I've never been a cheater. No, it's not. Well, in certain circumstances might be true, but what I'm saying is also true because I never was a cheater. I was never cheating on Melody, period. Until she started to stop. When she started denying me from sex.
So that's a reason. That's a reason.
When she started telling me no consistently, and I'm up here doing all of this shit in this house. Like I said, I'm not a regular dude. I've never been a regular dude. So when my needs aren't met, what you want him to do? What is he supposed to do?
I tell you what, I see both sides of it. I don't agree with the cheating, and I don't agree with his reasoning, because again, you need to have more than just sex built up in your relationship. If it ends to where this is it, then y'all didn't find any common ground somewhere else. But at the same time, men are visual, women are from Venus. It's just what it is. Men are visual. So, okay, I've dated women that knew and understood. Okay, they're anything having to do with their period, they don't discuss it with me. They just let me know, hey, I'm on it, blah, blah, blah. But shit, if they didn't tell me, I wouldn't know. They wrap their shit up in toilet paper or whatever. They keep it ladylike at all times. Okay, so what's the point in that? Because men are visual. When you know and understand that, and you understand that men are visual, then I don't need a picture of your doo-doo, because you didn't flush the toilet well. I don't need a picture of your doo-doo floating around in my head when I'm trying to think about being intimate with you. Why? Because men are visual. Okay, so just understand that. And yes, I agree with you. I personally am very sapiosexual. But women, she's saying in a lot of ways are sapiosexual. Let's I'm gonna give this definition so that everybody knows exactly what we
that's like kind of what we were talking about earlier, like when I was telling you, like, I'm not a person that's like gotta be like physically attracted to you. It's all about conversation and vibes. So we were talking about earlier.
Sapiosexual is a little bit different. It's a person who finds intelligence sexually attractive or arousing. So I'm not going to say that women as a blanket statement are sapiosexual. Women are emotional. And if you can tap into that emotion is typically connected, your heart connected to your mind. If you can tap into their mind, hey, there are plenty of books and videos you can read about how to, focus on getting a good woman or getting women or whatever. Some might call it controlling women, because you understand how to tap into their mind. No women as a blanket statement are not sapiosexual. Women, if you can get into their mind more than anything else, that's where they are. They're not as visual as men are. You do have that certain element, somebody hits that threshold of what is not visually, interesting to them, then yeah. But typically women are not as visual.
We are. Just the same way you don't want to see me walking around in my bonnet. I don't want to go to do your laundry and find your drawers at the skid market.
Exactly. I mean, I think everybody needs to understand that there's a certain element of continually dating your significant other. You know, yeah, you're gonna see some stuff every now and then. Maybe, I'm sure, you know, somebody's gonna barge in the bathroom right when you was getting up, and all your doo-doo is sitting in the toilet. You know, before you got to flush. But I'm just saying, you know, you still need to focus on trying to date and all that good stuff. Like right now, I'm about to shut this show down, and we're about to go get in the streets real quick. Just because.
That's what's up.
But you know, and that was planned before the fact. So again, you gotta, you know, continually try to date and stuff. You know, kids going.
You gotta keep it fresh. You gotta keep it interesting. You know.
You know what I mean, guys? When was the last time you bought a little trinket for your significant other, and you just like, she's in the shower and she comes out and it's sitting on her pillow? You know what I mean? Something that she was thinking about, that she was looking at, something she showed you, a watch, a ring, whatever the case may be, and it was just sitting on her pillow. When was the last time you just went and bought a card for nothing, for no reason, and you put it in her car so that, you know, she sees it on her way to work? When was the last time you did that? You know, when was the last time you bought flowers and they're sitting on the table when she comes home?
Right. And ladies, let's take a man on a date month. When's the last time you took your man out? When's the last time you packed his lunch and left him a note in it?
Yeah. When was the last time,
little stuff,
you know, he was frustrated and he just threw him against the wall, ripped his pants down, and gave him ferocious head? When was the last time?
Hey, listen, you gotta do it every morning before he go to work so he can go out of here light.
Hey, there you go. There you go. You know, Charmaine, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, that's why more males are chauvinistic, because their feelings get hurt easily. Blah blah blah. Because men are way more emotional, and I'm assuming that was supposed to say women. I think she uses speak to text a lot. Because I be peeping her.
You know what? It's true. I do think that men are more emotional than women, but men, because society says that men can't show their emotions, they gotta be masculine and strong, and showing emotions is weakness. I think men are more emotional than women. They just don't show it. Because think about it. That man, he cheated on his wife. That when she cheats on him, he gonna be tight in the chest, can't breathe, crying. And that's how you know that she didn't really cheat on him, because if she really cheated on him, he wouldn't be trying to, like, he wouldn't have been begging her to come back as many times as he begged her to come back before she filed for the divorce. Look at Michael Blackson, talking about she's not allowed to have other penis. He wouldn't be able to handle it. Men are definitely more emotional than women. They just don't show it.
I don't know. Maybe there's some elements to that. I don't know if it's the idea that in this day and age, men are more emotional. You know, because everybody's gay. You know, according to I was watching Bill Maher, and they were doing the studies on every year on how many more people come out being gay, and it was like by year 2055, everybody in America is going to be gay if these numbers keep going the way that they're going.
Gonna all be one gender.
They're doubling every year. But I mean, I really look at this and I say that the biggest thing here is communication, or the lack thereof. People, we are so enthralled with social media. You know, I mean, go check in anybody's bedroom, and you'll have couples sitting there with the TV on. One of them's watching TV and the other one's stuck in social media. You know, or they're both stuck in their phones in social media. I mean, it's sad that 20 years ago, social media wasn't an argument, but now people are getting divorced over it. People are stuck in it to a point to where it is messing with their whole lives, their whole relationships. And I think that there needs to be time where people just put the fucking phone down. Okay, put the fucking phone down and just sit. Even if you ain't got shit to say, just fucking stare at each other in the face. Right. You'll figure some shit out.
Quality
after
time.
a while.
It's priceless.
Yeah, quality time, because just because you're sitting in the same room with the person don't mean shit. You know what I mean? But if you turn the phones off, now I challenge you to sit, have a conversation, lay in that other person's arms, and y'all talk about some shit together. Hey, if she likes scrolling and he's not big on scrolling, guess what? She needs to lay in his arms and y'all can scroll together and talk about the shit together. But figure out a fucking way to communicate more together. I know we've been picking up books lately to try to focus on enjoying some quiet time of reading, and then discuss what's going on in her book and discuss what's going on in my book. Let me tell you something. I know sometimes when I've been talking like this about mines, I make it sound so sweet. It was never easy to get here. And at this point, I think we just kind of enjoying the fruits of some of our labor. So that is absolute truth.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
That's a beautiful thing. You know, because think about it, like if this is like, I know like we talked about it, and I know that, you know, you're gonna marry this lady. Forever is a long time. Forever is a very long time. You gotta figure out a way to stay interested in each other forever. That's a long time.
That's
and
a long
just, you know,
time.
People don't like to put in that work anymore. Like, okay, you know what, this is hard and this is not easy. And
so let me run.
Fun. Let me throw it away.
Yeah.
You gotta work at that. It's not. It takes work to get there. And I know, you know, since I've been married before, I was also in a long-term relationship. Those things take work. It's not easy. It's not all sunshine and butterflies.
Yeah. So, you know, with that being said, you know, I'm just gonna say, look, man, the number one thing you can do is focus on, you know, just focus on fucking communication. That is it. When
Communicate your needs.
And that's something else that, you know, I mean, I can admit that's something that we're definitely still working on. But being able to communicate, because again, that's my love language. I need to talk. We need to have a conversation, and I need to talk. So with that in mind, people need to learn how to communicate, because the lack thereof is at the helm of most breakups or what have you. They say that you know, finances or the lack of finances is, you know, the number one thing in divorce, right? Or divorce and marriages, right?
Right.
But again, y'all didn't communicate before the fact. You didn't communicate to figure out how bills were going to get laid out, who was going to pay this, how, you know, this commitment was going to go as far as money, who was going to be sending this every week and this and that. So you didn't communicate.
And what's acceptable and unacceptable when communicating with, you know, saying how often is it okay to go outside with your friends? What's acceptable and unacceptable dealing with the other sex? All of that stuff. It's got to be laid out up front. So there's no.
Yep.
No,
I say this a lot. Pastor Keith, Grace Fellowship in Jeffersonville. Love that brother. One thing that always stuck in my head, and you know, I mean, he said it openly to the church, so I can say it. But you know, he said, "Look, I told my wife that I didn't like cleaning the tub. I just got a thing about cleaning the tub. It's just something that I just don't like doing." But we talked about that before the fact, and I told her that I didn't like it. She agreed and said that she doesn't have a problem cleaning the tub. That's something that she can do. So guess what? Later, she can't come back and say, "Hey, why aren't you cleaning the tub?" No, because we
right. It was understood up front.
It was already understood. We've already started that conversation. So that sounds like maybe mediocre and lame to some people, but guess what? It's got to be down to every little thing where you have that conversation about things that could potentially be an issue later. So with that being said, folks, hey, any last words before we go?
No, I ain't got no last words except to tell Pastor's wife to go get that comment and season that tub.
hey, I think she's doing that. It's all good. Shout out to everybody, Lucrease Kidd, Charmaine Cuff, man, everybody who this brother Rock's Kitchen. I don't know who that is, but That's dope.
Oh,
I
he's
appreciate
dope.
you tuning in. Jamar Mack, appreciate you tuning in, brother. Right Look, appreciate you. I think we owe her some money because she came up with that logo, right?
Yeah, she came up with one of our flyers.
Yeah, so and I put that in the
No, that wasn't her that did that. That was my other friend that did the one with the flames.
No, not that, but I also put her stuff in that intro video too. We got some money coming to you to pay for that. Yeah, so got that as well.
See that in the intro.
Yes, because you've been practicing looking down a lot. This, we ain't gonna.
Well, I've been trying to interact with the people in the comments.
I know it's all good. It's all good.
Leave me alone.
So shout out to everybody. Shout out to James Craycroft. Shout out to LinkedIn user. I think that's my cousin. So shout out to you, cuz I appreciate you tuning in. Ether Shakur, shout out to you as well. Appreciate you jumping in. Hopefully you won't post some weird link that sends everybody to somewhere where you take all the information later, because that happened on YouTube a few times. Appreciate that. But with that being said, everybody else that signed in, I know not everybody wants to we're sitting here looking at all the numbers of viewers versus who comments. Not everybody wants to comment. Hey, we just love it when you just tap in and just say something to us. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in, and y'all make us better. So we love you. It is No Panties After Dark. Peace.
All right, bye everybody.
No panties after dark. Your adult relationship conversation. Going where most ones. Speaking on things most don't. It's no panties after dark. We put the relations back into relationships. Thank you.